To Bawse Talk with me, Chantel, the Biz Bawse Coach. So I decided that I wanted to start doing my podcast a little bit different. I wanted to actually start talking to you guys through video, so you can actually see me and see what's going on behind the scenes. So this is my test run. This is my pilot, as I say, and hopefully my video and all of my recordings will let me be great this morning. So let's get into it. So yesterday on TikTok, I basically was dropping business tips to up and coming entrepreneurs and those that are, established and everything. And I was telling my audience, about the different grants that are available out there as of 2022. So, as you know, we're in the third day now of 2022. And if you're a small business and you're looking for funding, I always advise you to go with grants. Now, that's my number one go-to. Grants over loans, because, grants don't need to be paid back, loans do. So, anytime I'm talking to like my students or prospective students or people in general who have questions, they're like, okay, I'm trying to start a business. Like, what do I need to do? Always go for grants. Like, if your business is established and you've done all of your legwork and you've done everything that you need to do for your business, always go in the direction of grants. Point blank, period. So I dropped a few grants for them that is available for you to go ahead and apply. Now, I'm going to also put in here, I haven't applied to any of these grants myself, but I do know that their criteria isn't as lengthy as, federal grants through government. A few of these are private lenders. So number one was the Barstool Fund. Now you can always take this information, put it in Google, and check it out. Barstool Fund. That was the number one. Their nonprofit organization started in December of 2020. They've already to date they've raised over $41 million. So their key thing is they want to keep workers working. So they want to help small businesses stay afloat by keeping their employees on the payroll. So if you have employees and you're struggling to pay, you may want to look into them for an outlook to see what they can offer. The second one was the NAV Legitify My Business. Now, I didn't get too much into that, but I did see that they were available, and each quarter they award one small business $10,000. So I don't know the process that you need to go through to try to, apply for that. And the third one was Google Ad Grant. Now this one, like I told my followers on TikTok yesterday, this one right here is geared towards more of nonprofits. So if you know a nonprofit organization or you're a 503c, which is a nonprofit organization, I would highly recommend that you apply for this grant, because they are offering $10,000 in free marketing, free advertisement. So, Google plays a big part. Everybody uses Google. So you'll be able to market and advertise your business on Google. They'll give you the money in terms of for marketing. So it wouldn't be like, necessarily go towards business expenses or anything like that. It would be geared towards more for marketing. So that's what that one is. The last one that I told everyone was the USDA Rural Business Enterprise Grant. Now that one is for individuals who live in rural areas. And if you're in a rural area, you're a small business, and you're just starting out, you need funding, this will be the way to go. Because they are they provide funding for emerging businesses. So that means you don't necessarily have to have been in business for 1 year, 5 years, 10 years. You just have to live in a rural area to qualify for their funding. Now, they didn't specify how much they fund at times, but it's something to think about. And the day before, I was telling everybody about CDFIs, which is Community Development Financial Institutions. Those are banks in your area who provide funding to undeserved businesses, such as minorities, women, people who live in rural areas, once again, and they have over 9,000 financial institutions. So all of this information you can find on Google. You just have to do the homework or hire me to do the homework for you. But anyways, on to that. So, I want to talk about another thing. Antonio Brown, leaving in the middle of the game. So he literally quit in the middle of the game. He took his shirt off, threw it in the audience, and walked out. So I was talking to my husband about this morning, and it was because he was not being passed the ball in the game, and they didn't want to pay him money. So if you know the whole issue with Antonio Brown, he's been in the headlines for the past few weeks. He's no stranger to these headlines. He submitted a fake COVID test, COVID vaccination card. He submitted that, and then it was a whole scandal around that. Then he had issues revolving a scandal with his trainer, saying that he sexually assaulted her, and then he had other issues going on with the moving company. But what I did find disturbing with this was the news stated that he asked the police officer for a ride to the airport, and the police officer declined. Now, I don't get too much into politics. I don't get into too much of, police versus the world. But I'm going to speak on this. If you see, your job is to protect and serve. That's your job. You have one job and one job only. And that is to protect and to serve. So if you see an individual who needs a ride to an airport, or, they're upset and they need to diffuse the situation, regardless of what he did on the field. That was his job. Everybody quit jobs every single day, no matter who they are. I've walked away from jobs. I'm pretty sure a lot of you have walked away from jobs. Why wasn't he given a ride to the airport? Even though he walked off the field, he's still a celebrity. You see what I'm saying? He still has been in the public eye. So this is my opinion, and I'm entitled. And to my opinion, I feel like they should have given him the ride to the airport. I know some of my listeners and my viewers may say otherwise, and they may be like, girl, he could have called an Uber. He probably could have. But the nature of the situation, I feel like he should have been taken to the airport, because had it been another reason, I feel like he would have got that ride to the airport. You don't mind taking him on a ride to jail, but you won't take him on a ride give him a ride to the airport. So that was that issue. So another thing I want to talk about is the Omicron variant sweeping through our country. Is this really going on? Are we really going back to phase 1? Are we really going back in time when we initially shut down the country? And I feel like, our leaders feel like they don't want to shut down the country because they're hoping and praying everybody gets vaccinated. And this is my take on vaccinations. And this is my take on it. And, I'm vaccinated. My children are vaccinated. My husband is vaccinated. My parents are vaccinated. My sister's vaccinated. My best friend's vaccinated. Pretty much everybody I know is vaccinated. Okay. But we all did it on our free will. We felt like this is what we wanted to do. And I respect those who feel like, I don't want to do this. This is not for me. I respect those opinions, and I respect those that choose to get vaccinated. Only thing I say is protect yourself. If you know you're going out in public, and that's whether you're vaccinated or not vaccinated, like, it's not a black and white issue. There's no gray area to this. Like, we're all in this fight together. So it's not like, oh, she's vaccinated, oh, he's vaccinated, oh, he's not vaccinated, oh, she's not vaccinated. No, we're all in this fight together. So I feel like this: if you're going to go out in public and you know that you're going to be around people, wear your mask. You know, costs nothing to put your mask on. Go into the store, leave out the store, take your mask off, dispose of it properly. I've seen masks thrown in parking lots, all sprawled across. And I'm going to tell you, I know for my kids are the worst. I have to take the mask and throw it away because they'll throw it in my floorboards of my car and stuff like that. Get this mask up, throw it away. Dispose of it properly. You know, I expect it from children. Don't expect it from adults. But I feel like if we have people who do not believe in the vaccination, I don't feel like we should be shoving it down their throats and telling them that they can't work to provide for their families. We've had vaccinations for years, and none of them have ever been forced, ever, on us. So I feel like in this situation, even with this variant, and even the previous variants and those that would come after, I feel like, hey, you know, if they don't want to get vaccinated, don't make them get vaccinated, but don't take away their livelihoods. And that's my personal opinion. That's what I believe in. But I just want everybody to stay safe, as we're in the middle of flu season, as well as we have COVID. You know, stay safe out there, and especially these little ones. You know, they're the main ones. The children are our future, so that make sure everyone stays safe. So I wanted to touch on those few topics right there, but then I also wanted to jump back into business because, you know, this is Bawse Talk and this is all about being a boss, but I do have stuff that I want to touch on every now and then, and hopefully my laptop lets me be great this morning. So this is my pilot episode. Like I said, I was doing my podcast on Anchor, and it wasn't doing as well as I wanted to do. So I wanted to try to switch things up a little bit. I wanted to kind of touch bases on a few things, and I wanted to start doing visual podcasts. So what I plan to do each week is, next week, I want to have my husband on there. So my husband will be a guest on this podcast. And what we're going to talk about is relationships. So we're going into 10 years of marriage, 11 years together. And I want to just talk about the ups and downs of relationships, like how it can be, how, you know, especially when both of you guys are like entrepreneurs. He's an entrepreneur, I'm an entrepreneur, but we make it work. So he'll be in the hot seat next week, and we'll be talking about relationships and everything like that. But this week I wanted to touch more on business, because as we are entering a new year, I wanted to make, you know, it's always like, what can I do to get rich fast? And if you think starting a business is going to get you to millionaire status in like 3 weeks, then being an entrepreneur is not for you. And I explain a lot of that to my students who've enrolled into the Bawse Academy. Like, if you think being an entrepreneur is going to make you rich in a matter of weeks or months, then this is not for you. This is the wrong thing for you. And I can't stress that enough. Everybody is not meant to be a boss. Everybody is not meant to be a boss. Let me say that again. Everybody is not meant to be a boss. People have desires to be financially stable, flexibility, and be their own boss. But everybody's not meant to be that boss. Okay? And I say that with love, because some people are meant to just be an employee. You know, some people that's all they may be to do. Like, if you think of it, some people, they prefer to go clock in every day. And then some people prefer to clock in for themselves every day. Me, I want to clock in for me every day. You know, when I get up in the morning, I want to be like, hey, I'm clocking in for me. I'm not clocking in for nothing else but for me. So, I have this young lady who wanted to work and be a boss. Now, I'm here to tell you, you can do both. No matter what people say is, oh, you got to be 100% dedicated to your business. No, you don't. Let me tell you why. If you work outside of your home and you work for yourself, as long as you remember the goal at hand, you can do both. As long as you have the drive and the dream to do what you want to do, you can do both. There's nothing stopping you from doing both. You can do both. So she took on a job and she's like, but that's not what I want to do. And I get that. That is not what you want to do. If your dream is to have your own nail studio, to have your own salon, to have your own boutique, to have your own clothing line, to, you know, have your own healthcare business, don't give up on your dream just because you have a roadblock in the way. I always say a minor setback is for a major comeback. That's what I always say. And so she's doing both. She's working and she's working on her business. And like I told her, when you get to a place where you can retire from that company you clocking in to, then you know that your hard work has actually paid off. So that's one thing I want to put out there, because we have to realize that, you know, being an entrepreneur, you wear many hats, and you're not always going to hit those 6 figures in the beginning. It takes hard work, dedication, determination. You have to want the fight more than anybody else. And I'm speaking from experience, because I was that person. I didn't understand. You know, I didn't understand that I had to fight for myself. I didn't understand the concept of business. I've been an entrepreneur since 2016. And everything that I started, I never finished it because I was afraid of failure. So I was afraid to put my best foot forward because I was afraid of failing, and I didn't want that risk. Like, I didn't want that risk. I wanted to be successful, and I knew I wanted to be successful, and I wanted everybody to be like, oh yeah, she's so successful, she did it. But you got to fail in order to be successful. So you got to make all these wrong things. So when I revamped Bawse Academy, okay, I started Bawse Academy before the pandemic. So I started, actually, when I started the Bawse Academy, it was Boss Ladies. It was geared to women, especially minority women. That's what it was. And then it was, I had someone ask me, well, what are you offering for the men? Like, do we get something? Can you teach us how to run our business and have our business and be successful business owner? And the light bulb went off, and I'm like, I could do that. And that's when the start of the Bawse Academy was born. But at first I didn't believe in it. Didn't believe in it. Didn't believe in anything that had to do with it because I was afraid. I was afraid. I wanted to rush it. Like, I felt like, oh, if I saw a person doing something that I did, I was supposed to be there. I was supposed to be where that person was. Like, I was supposed to be successful. They weren't supposed to be. I was supposed to be successful. But it don't work like that. It doesn't work like that. And I didn't realize that. So I had to redo it again. And I'm like, what am I missing? What am I missing? What am I missing? And the whole thing that I was missing was patience. So if you're a small business owner, listen to this because this is a message. I miss patience. Patience was what I missed. I wasn't patient enough to know that what I was doing, I needed to believe in to get to that next level. Because if you don't believe in you, why should I believe in you? Why should this person believe in you? Why should that person believe in you? You got to believe in you. You right there. You have to believe in you. And I didn't believe in myself. I only believed in what everybody else was doing. If she said she could do it, I could do it too. What stopped me from doing what she was doing? What stopped me from doing what he was doing? What stopped me from doing? But I wasn't focused. I wasn't focused and I wasn't patient. And I didn't believe in myself. So those was 3 things that I had against me, and I didn't even realize that they were against me until I revamped the Bawse Academy this last time. I didn't realize it because I didn't want to see it. I didn't want to see the fact that I couldn't rush what God had already planned for me. A lot of people tell me when you talk, people listen. And people listen because you have a certain je ne sais quoi about yourself. You can speak real fluently and real eloquently and grasp people's attention. You are destined to be a teacher. I've tried many things because I'm a dreamer. But the things that I'm passionate about, I never go hard for. I always let the years slip me by, time pass me by, and I just waste that. But then I had to realize I had to start living for my children, my husband, myself, and my family. I had to live for us. And if I wanted to make anything out of myself, and that's just like with these podcasts, I don't care if I have 1 listener or 1 million listeners. As long as I keep speaking, eventually I'm going to reach somebody because I believe in me when nobody else may not believe in me. So that's my message for you. Have patience. Patience. Study your business. Study yourself. Believe in yourself. Do not compare yourself to nobody else because you are you and they are they. What's for them is for them, and what's for you is for you. It's just not your season. It is not your season. But when your time comes, and trust and believe that time will come, it's going to be time for you to be blessed, your business to be blessed, your finances to be blessed, everything. I know people probably like, oh, she don't look rich. I'm not rich. She don't look like a business person. How does a business person look? She doesn't look like she's educated. 2 degrees, y'all there, working on number 3. She doesn't look like she knows what she's talking about. Well, how does a person look like they know what they're talking about? Because I'm not sitting here in a double-breasted suit, or I'm not dripping in gold and diamonds and jewelries, and you don't see a luxurious background in my background because I'm in my my home office and corner office of my home. And how does that look? Bawse Talk is real, and it's raw. This is me. This is me at 6 o'clock in the morning. This is me when I want to get a message out. So this is me. So this is why I wanted to do this pilot episode. You know, never painted this wall in my office. Never painted it. And I just wanted to I wanted to be relatable. I always preach that. I wanted to be relatable because when you start your business, the glam isn't there. Nobody sees the before the scenes. Everybody always sees the after, you know, when the glow up. So I wanted to take all of my viewers and all of my listeners down this road to success with me. So you're watching the Bawse Academy revamp, regrow. And even though I have clients and I have students and I do okay for myself, you're watching the revamp. You're watching everything. Soon you'll see the wall painting. You're like, hey, she painted the wall. You know, hey, that thing is gone. I remember when she first started, that thing was on the wall. Soon you'll see all of that. So I feel like you have to be relatable. You have to be relatable. People want authenticity. People want you to be the best authentic you. No matter what you're in. I could be selling bundles. I could be selling lashes. But if I don't believe in what I'm selling and I'm not real and genuine about what I'm selling, ain't nobody gonna buy it from me. Nobody. I don't care who you are. Like I was telling my sister the other day, people buy into what they see and what they hear. When you go out to eat and you see some food on a plate, you like, ooh, that look good. Your eyes talk to you before your belly do. And your eyes talk to you before your mouth do. You see something good on TV, you're like, ooh, that car is nice. I'm going to give me one of the. Your eyes sold you. Before you even heard what the specification was on the inside and everything, all the bells and whistles that the car holds. When you see somebody's hair, you like, girl, your hair is cute. Who did your hair? Who did your hair? Sis, who did your hair? Because now you want to go get them inches that she got because her hair looks silky. And you don't even know if she had to do something to it. Just she had to tweak it a little bit. So your eyes buy into everything first. And we need to start opening up our ears and listening. And not just base everything on what we see first. Like the old wives' tale say, believe not all what you see and half of what you hear. And if you use both of them together, you're bound to get a good message. So that's all I have today for Bawse Talk. Next week, we will have my husband, my best friend, my lifelong partner on this show. And we're going to be talking about relationships, what works and what doesn't work, and how we still keep it going after 10 years, 3 kids, 2 businesses, and making this all work together. So y'all be sweet. Y'all have a safe and blessed rest of your week. And make sure you come back here next week with me, Chantel, the CEO, Biz Bawse Coach herself, with Bawse Talk Radio.